Well, hey, Christy.
What's up, Kelly? How's your week going?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. It's Podcast Thursday.
Podcast Thursday.
Best day of the week. Oh, my Lord. It feels like it's been forever, and it hasn't. It's only been a week. It was a long one.
It's only been a week. Well, I've lived like 6 lives in that week.
You just got back from Miami girls trip.
Which was for a friend's birthday that happened to be on my birthday weekend. So since we've last spoke,
Christy
I have been a mom, an entrepreneur. I've partied my ass off in Miami. I've turned 47, and then I've worked like a dog when I got back.
That's right.
So it was, it's been an interesting week. I am addicted, it turns out, to 5 a.m. flights.
Gross.
Bad idea.
They are terrible. At 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., all those a.m.s that require you to set an alarm at an unnatural hour in order to get to an airport with enough time to check your bags if you're checking and get in. It's a bad idea. It's good when you book it. And the teaser is they're cheaper for a reason because they suck.
Well, mine also has to do with time traveled because I live in Kansas City and it doesn't fly direct to a lot of places. So I can either travel for 10 hours or I can take a 5 a.m. direct.
Yeah, that's the eternal, even to Toronto, there you can do not a 5 a.m. direct, but you can do a red eye direct. And it gets you in at 5:30 a.m. out of LA. Tempting. I've done it many times, but then you are setting yourself up for such failure. It's like I slept like 0 hours anyways, but you're back. You did it, girls. So first off, I do owe a very belated happy birthday to Christy. Although I have known it was your birthday weekend forever, how I completely spazzed that it was your fucking birthday.
I mean, I don't know because I'm not one of those people that hides my birthday. I tell people a month in advance, a week in advance. It's probably on your calendar somewhere.
It is on my calendar, and it was on the podcast, and it's like 3 days after Andrew's birthday, so it's like anchored in my brain, and I totally forgot. And I have to admit,
you are rude.
I'm so sorry. Wait, Christy and I were speaking yesterday in a work-related call, and I was like, holy shit, I forgot to wish her a happy birthday. I am the worst friend.
Okay. You are not actually the worst friend, but
there's someone worse.
You are fired. Well, this is just kind of a funny story. So I went to Miami and I roomed with my dear, dear bestest buddy, Jacqueline. And on the morning of my birthday, so everyone went out the night before. I actually found myself doing an Irish goodbye at like 12:30 because I was just like, I'm done. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I went home and went to sleep, and I think she stayed out a bit later, which is actually abnormal. Jacqueline is normally like, well, it's 7:30. I'm done. So we wake up, and they had decided to do like beach yoga in the morning, which I was out from the beginning. Many reasons. I hate yoga. I don't want to do it after I've been drinking. Sure as shit not on the sand.
You hate sand. These are nightmares combined.
It is my worst nightmare. I mean, that is like, beach yoga. I'm like, fuck no. And so anyways, I decided to go, take a walk on the beach and have some breakfast, but she left. Well, actually I slept more is what I did first, but so I chatted with her briefly and she left and didn't say happy birthday. And our WhatsApp chat for the girls trip starts pinging and everyone's like, happy birthday. And she's like, I woke up next to her and didn't wish her it wasn't the first one to wish her happy birthday. Like, what an asshole I am. And I'm like, because normally my sister Angela and Jacqueline fight for the first spot to wish me happy birthday. Like,
got it.
Call me at ungodly hours or shoot me a text. So she just like rolled out and was like, oh crap.
She didn't when she was awake with you at midnight and the clock turned to your birthday day. She didn't do it then, and then didn't need to in the morning.
We're not in college. Like I don't even remember.
I know.
Sorry, it's just that you're so young at heart.
Wait, you just admitted that you're the person who pre-celebrates the entire month of your birthday, but the idea of getting
not what I said. Let me clarify. The 1201 text is good when you're out partying for somebody else's birthday, and it turns 1201. You don't want to be like, it's my birthday.
You didn't want to co-opt. That would be a little bit like getting engaged at someone's wedding. You're like, that's one. Let them have
Do
their
people
moment.
do that?
I've heard of it. My dog is doing some weird shit on the floor. I don't know if you can hear that. My dog,
I
what are you
can.
trying to dig for? He's digging for gold in carpet. He's trying to fluff up the carpet to be comfortable to lay on it.
Uh,
Right.
okay.
Anyways,
You keep
so
fluffing.
I'm happy to take the silver medal behind Jacqueline for worst friend in forgetting
Well,
Christy's
hold
birthday.
on. Hold on.
Oh, wait,
She
maybe I got
also
the bronze? Oh, no.
well, Jacqueline redeemed herself. She bought me a massage. So you squarely sit in the gold medal spot.
Okay. I will have to
Right
think of
next to my
some.
brothers who forgot to wish me happy birthday.
Okay, guys, I'll fight you for it. They forgot entirely?
Well, in fairness, so my family, we always like give each other money for our birthdays. And so when you have, 8 siblings plus a mom, that can add up real quick. So what one of my sisters said was like, hey guys, let's give Christy her birthday gift early so she has it for Miami.
So they would think they technically had already wished you a happy birthday, but a
Well, they
text
just
wouldn't
didn't
kill you.
think about it after. Right. Cause
Oh,
I was like, oh my God, you guys are the best. Love you so much. Thanks for the birthday money. And they're all like, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
so they're
I
like, we
also
already
do some,
wished you it. We wished you a happy birthday. Get over it, lady. Well,
yeah, well,
I
whatever.
pre-celebrated your birthday in Kansas by visiting you, but forgot to wish it to you. Let's move on to the
Okay.
topic. The
The
topic of
topic
today is
is,
not terrible friends. It's girls'
well,
trips, actually.
I mean, where sometimes you find out your friends are terrible.
Very true. It is a telltale event. A girls' trip,
I mean,
risky.
this one, a couple of things. When girls' trips are like on the rise,
Mhm.
they've increased over 80% in recent years. Kelly, why do you think they would have increased 80% over the last recent years?
Well, I guess like to know what number of years constitutes recent, but certainly there's a lot of more women now than decades ago who have their own disposable income. So that might be one part of it. The second part might be the trend to move away from moms don't leave their kids. You have to be responsible, and that would be so selfish of you to go do something on your own. And so I would think maybe that's part of it. But I think
Yeah.
it's just the new normal. I
I think
think
it's
it's
the new
probably
normal.
a very well searched term, girls'
Well,
trips.
also an 80% statistic. Women are now
Yes.
responsible for 80% of travel decisions globally.
I feel like I've always been the one in charge of travel decisions. I just like to know that I'm in the majority now. It's not just me that created this terrible cycle of mom chooses everything.
It's true. I think though, but in a lot of countries and places, I mean, that's globally, right? So think about
Yeah,
all of the different types of cultures and, gender roles, right? And where those fall. And now it's up to 80%, which is pretty freaking incredible. So if you're in
that
the
is.
travel space, your target is women 35 to 55, y'all.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
saying.
Fastest growing
Period.
segment in travel. Full stop. Everyone who is our demographic in this audience, women 35 to 55, we are the fastest growing segment in travel. Let's giddy up. Where do we want to go next?
Well, I think I can tell you where I want to go next, but I think all of these stats and this trend really lead us to, I think women are intentionally creating space for ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
I
We wear
think,
so many hats,
yep.
mom, work, friend, wife, ex-wife, which being an ex-wife takes a whole lot of time. Sorry.
It's
Just,
exhausting.
it's exhausting. It's my most exhausting role.
And I'm also the best at it. I'm super good at it. Ex-wife, extra.
Anywho's, we're moving off of that topic, but really just kind of creating space where you can reinvent yourself and for a short time, right? And just
Yeah.
be like coming into this girls trip. Normally on girls trips, I know everyone really well except for one or two outliers. I only knew 2 of the girls on this trip.
How many were on the trip total, including yourself?
Well, so some dipped in and out. So hold on, let me do. It's like 8 or 9.
Hey, that's a sizable group.
Yo, yeah. I mean, in a lot of different dynamics, right? We had, one of the women on there is she has a branding company, but she's also a rapper who toured with Snoop Dogg. Okay.
Wow,
Let's
some stories.
unpack that. We had another woman, she's a Victoria's Secret fit model.
Those are Listen, I have one of those friends, you know who you are, girl, hot as shit. I'm like, I don't do beach trips with you. You're in
Well,
Miami. There's just some spicy dressing ladies in Miami. I don't know. I want to take a Victoria's Secret model on my girls
well,
to that location.
every one of the women I was with is stunning, first of all. My friend whose birthday we were celebrating is an ex Victoria's Secret fit model. But I mean, like, listen, like, I'm like, "Do you guys eat anything but air?" And
Yeah.
God love my not my friend who I went my new friend, my Victoria's Secret new friend, Emily. She's like, "No, I eat air. That's what I eat." And but I loved what I found about this group of women was there was so much honesty. And I think on trips like that, maybe it's the booze, who knows? But where you can just so authentically be whoever the fuck you feel like being at that moment is intoxicating,
Yeah, I
right?
think you used the word reinvention. I'm not so sure that a girls trip is about a reinvention, but maybe more just you being authentically yourself in whatever version you want that to be. So I'm sure that Miami Christy is not the same Christy as Thursday afternoon Christy, right? She's
Well,
okay, maybe Monday afternoon Christy. Thursday's getting towards the end of the week. It's been a long one. But I think that on a girls trip, and I will park the idea of the Real Housewives girls trip because those girls are some dramatic bitches. But when you are with a group of women who are there to really pump each other up and support each other, when you're on a trip where you're feeling like you're seen and not judged, you get to be whatever you want to be, and you got a team of cheerleaders there to support you doing it.
and that's, it's funny you say that because it really encompasses the whole vibe. It was a bunch of women from different backgrounds, different industries, but all had one thing in common: incredibly powerful women, personalities that were big, women who I think knew who they were. And for me, walking into a situation like that where also everyone is like a 10, I'm not even kidding. Like, my biggest flex of the weekend is I wore a bikini around a Victoria's Secret fit model and
That
didn't
is a
even get
flex.
mad about it. Like, I was like, you know what? We all bring different things to the table. No one looks past my boobs, anyways. Here we go.
And confidence is sexy anyway. So you're like, I got that. I got
Well,
that going for me.
I've always had body issues and still do, but I just kind of was like, "Are you gonna let that shit ruin your weekend?"
Yeah. And is it on anyone else's mind? Probably not. Probably just
No.
yours. Yeah,
Again, a
exactly.
friend once told me, "You in a swimsuit, no one sees past your boobs, bro.
Yeah.
You
It's
can
fair.
wear whatever you want."
It's fair. That is very fair. And don't you find that if you're on a girls trip with that group of women, regardless of what they do for a living, just that supportive, confident group of women, that you feel so uninhibited, hotter, freer, like within the first day, you're like, ah, yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, new environments increase dopamine and openness, right? So, like, I got there and I was just like, I don't know how long I'm gonna know these women, right? My two friends who I know, Jacqueline and Kelly, they ain't getting rid of my ass. They've been around for too long. And so, like, you just get to be like, express yourself in whatever way you feel like expressing yourself and know that you're not going to be, like you said earlier, judged for it. At least
Yeah.
not, I mean, I've heard some horror stories of girls' trips. I have never had one.
Yeah,
I
not
would be
that
very
kind of trip.
curious to see who's like, because I also, I've learned a few things about myself. I'm really not picky, like, period, end of story, except for about food. And food, I
Yeah,
am picky, but
I was
that's it.
going to say that. I was going to say you are picky about food, but that's not a bad thing to be picky about, right? I mean, because good or bad food can make or break a trip. I'm not picky either. I'm also not as high maintenance as I think I am. Because if you said today, let's go backpacking, except for the sweaty backpacking part. But if you were like, let's put on shorts and a tank top and go backpacking, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's don't forget to pack roadies. And then if you said the next day, let's go put on ball gowns and go to a 5-star resort and sit by the pool and then have steak dinner. I'm like, okay. Like I think I'm pretty flexible. I'm here for whatever. What do you want to do?
I think that gets into, like, kind of tapping into the different versions of you, right? I'm the same, but I gotta tell you, I gotta rag on Miami for a minute, okay? Just a few. First of
Okay.
all, It is the most expensive city I have ever been to, and I mean, I just came back from New York 2 weeks ago. I mean, I
Oh,
paid $32 for a tequila sunrise. $32.
where were you? Were you at some five-star hotel or where was it $30?
Well,
You're
yeah,
yeah,
everywhere we went
okay.
was pretty bougie and pretty, like,
Okay.
mm.
Oh, that would be hard for me. Ugh, I would like a chill vibe, please.
But you know what? Again, I'm much more of a chill vibe. I'm like, "Wait, can we all go sit on the beach and, with a bonfire and have someone play the guitar?" I mean, that's just a little bit more my scene. But
You
I
were on the
really
wrong
found
coast for
myself.
that.
Go ahead.
You were on the wrong coast for that. Come on the West
Clearly,
Coast.
clearly, but I knew going into this trip, I knew what it was gonna be like, I knew what the energy level was gonna be like, and I really just said, "Let's fucking go."
I like it. I like it.
I wasn't, like, sitting there going, "I'm not comfortable here," or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna go to brunch at 3 o'clock. That's a fucking flex." And it's gonna have club music playing, and most of the women in there are wearing complete netting or sheer with panties on and maybe some stickies.
Oh,
I mean, listen,
you
if you got
lost
a
me at
body
the
like that, shit,
I
I
know.
would do it too.
I don't know about pasties with my brunch. Okay.
Your 3 o'clock brunch.
Listen, whoever decided that it should be a boozy lunch, if you want a travel partner who is like peak 10 to 4 p.m. and then we take naps and we still go to bed by 10 p.m., I'm your girl. I'm a day drinker. You want to have some fun in the day? Yes. You want to stay up past midnight? Fuck is going on. That's a whole extra day.
Yeah, I use both sides of Christy. So we did the day drinking and the just go no
Nighttime.
napping. There was no naps, never a nap.
Not in the sunshine, even like by a pool. Just close your eyes quickly.
No, no,
No,
because my social Christy was there. I mean, Soho House is like, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but
heard
it's
of it.
I mean, you have a lot of people have memberships and it's really great for networking, et cetera, but it's very trendy and very vibey and very whatever. So, you know me, like I'm an extrovert. I feed off the energy around me. So I'm in the pool talking to my friends, talking to some other I mean, I met a bunch of people on this trip.
I'm sure, of course you did. I would love to see your phone contacts list now. Like hot chick from the pool, Soho House whore. These are people that you put these people in your phone as.
You're so mean to me. But yeah, no, I actually
I
do
mean, but
I normally
accurate.
do. It's accurate, okay? I have their name and then I have a descriptor. Like,
Exactly.
how the
It's
fuck do I know
how
this
you don't
person?
just put Susan because you're gonna forget. But if you're like slutty poolside Susan Miami, oh yeah, that's Susan.
I don't tend to use the derogatory terms.
Okay, super hot poolside Miami Susan.
I'm like hot, pink striped bikini, pick from the pool.
There we go.
I
Positive
get
Christy.
real descriptive. Okay,
Okay,
so
let's talk about you were in a big group. So let's talk about the group dynamics because I think that they're very predictable in trips. And whether we intentionally do this, perhaps in your trip not because you didn't know everyone, but in the trips where it's often your same group of friends, I think we know what patterns we'll fall into and we lean on those people to be those people. So I think every trip will prove this out. Here's a stat for you. They do say that about 70% of the decisions that are made in a group trip are usually made by one or two dominant personalities.
that
So,
is correct, Kelly.
so did that play out in your girls' trip? And are you one of those two personalities?
So, I am not one of those 2 personalities because I suffer from something called decision fatigue, and I really don't give a shit what we do. You just tell me what I mean, like, when I go on vacation, I just wanna be told what to do. Actually, most of the time when I'm not working, I just wanna be told what to do. Even sometimes when
Yeah,
I'm working, I wanna be told what to do, but people won't tell me what to do, and I'm like, "Damn it, can someone tell me what to do?" So, when it comes to trips, the only time I've ever really played the planner was for New York City, and that was because I was taking a bunch of women through New York, and
right.
so it had to be my job, but I was really tired, so no, I was not. I think the birthday girl, the other one, was her and one of her friends very much like, the initial itinerary was set by Kelly, and there was definitely, like, the enforcer, who
Oh,
was
okay,
great.
so you had one person who actually formulated the plan pre-trip, and then you had the person on the trip who was like, let's stick to the plan.
Well, not maybe stick to the plan, but stick to the plan, but very like, "Oh, we should go do this because this is the best place to eat, blah, blah, blah." You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
"Oh,
Yeah.
got us
Yeah.
into this club." Yes, I went to a club. Uh, that was the night I Irish goodbye. I was like I was like, "It's 12:30, the shots are coming out. I'm already very fuzzy out." Told one friend. You always have to
Oh,
tell one friend.
yeah. In case somebody thinks you went missing or got abducted. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
No,
tell
I was
one
like,
friend where you went.
"Jacqueline, I'm out. Peace."
I'm going to bed. But you're not typically that role that is the one who needs to take a nap immediately. That's not you typically. That's not
No.
your role.
No, because I am such an extrovert and because when
Yes.
all this energy's around me, it's almost hard for me to sleep.
Yeah. What in the group, what role are you then? You're not the planner. You're not the one who needs to nap. Are you the one who accidentally causes chaos? Are you getting me arrested? Are you that
No,
girl?
but I will talk you out
Okay.
of getting arrested. I think I'm like the I'm a mix. I think I'm like the rally girl, like, "Let's do this,"
Let's do this. Yeah.
and also the therapist.
Okay.
Because people will tell me things. I mean, even a gentleman I met in the morning at the bar, like, shared, like, his life's work with me, but shared the trauma that influenced it. And so I think I have that very open vibe to me. If you get past, some people think I'm intimidating, but if I talk for 2 seconds, they're like, "Oh, she's a dumbass. Here, I can tell her everything."
I don't think that's what they think.
Well,
They
whatever.
might think, wow, she's very open. I can talk to her about a lot of things. It's interesting though, because you're talking about one, you bucked the plan because they were all at yoga in the sand early morning with yoga. Fuck that. No, this is not that morning. This is another time,
Well, we had a vote on
another bar.
yoga. We had
Oh, okay.
a vote on yoga before, and she's like, "Who wants to do it? Let me know." And then
I
some people
fucking
were yeses
immediately
and
know.
some were nos, and spoiler alert, some of the yeses turned into a no when it was time to do it.
Shocker. Those are the follow along. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great idea. And then the morning of, you know what? I got that cramps or that steak
No.
didn't sit well with me last night. I'm just going to sleep in.
No, those were the ones that stayed out till 5 AM. I was not part of that group.
Oh, I will never be that group. That if you want to go on a girl trip with me, I am not the 5 a.m.er, nor am I the wake up at 5 a.m. to go do yoga, even if it were puppy yoga. No, thank you. But midday, I'm here. What do you want to do?
Well, also, what's funny is I can be the 5 AM girl. I can stay up till 5 AM. I just gotta be in my jammies and, like, we have to be in a chill place.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if I'm
Sit and
having
talk.
good conversation, like, let's
Yeah, yeah.
go. But
Yes.
out, no, no, absolutely not.
Outside of the house, I just went before we started podcasting to go get a Starbucks with the dog. And I was so proud of myself because I left the house. It's like I'm a big fan of being at home as much as I am extroverted. So I'm with you. I could sit up till 5 a.m. shooting the shit if we have comfy PJs in a warm place. And yeah, I could
But
definitely do
high
that. But you want me to
heels
go to a bar in high heels with loud music and a bunch of sweaty people? No, thank you. No, thank you.
and also, I gotta say this, Miami, you're kinda rude.
Oh, tell me, like,
Well, I don't traditionally deal with rude people because I think that people treat you how you treat them, right? And so I'm the first one to smile at someone or whatever. Miami was a little different. Like, people in these restaurants and bars, again, they were all very hip. Like, I
mhm.
don't go to places that cool because 'cause I'm not that cool. But, like, people were just, like, pushing and, like, moving you, and this one woman, I accidentally ran into her, and I was trying to leave the restaurant slash party place slash it was on the ocean. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to call it. It was fabulous. But, I was like, "Oh, excuse me." And she's like, "Excuse you, da da da," and, like, kinda got in my face, and she was like a waif. And I'm like, "Listen, bitch, if you wanna roll with me, you're gonna get fucking flattened." I mean
This is not going to play out well for you.
I mean,
Was it like a crowded bar area kind of thing where
so
you
it was
kind of
like
were jostling or what?
yes, it was a crowded
Okay.
bar area leaving the restaurant. But,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
I was so like, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, please excuse
Yeah.
me."
Yes. And she
And she
reacted
was
that way.
just she responded like I was like, "Okay." I mean, she's very lucky that, I don't wanna go to jail and I can control my temper, but I'm just, like, looking at her like it's like having a, chihuahua pick a fight with a Rottweiler, like, what a
Yeah.
dumbass.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
that was you could have reacted in a different way, but I'm gonna let you have this one.
I could.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay.
How do you what role are you in a group
I
travel
think
situation?
yeah, I'm gonna Irish goodbye you for sure because I do like my sleep. But I think that I am probably also leaning into the therapist side too, not constantly. And I'm not talking about it from the you're drunk and crying, and I'm the one who swoops in and says what's wrong. I'm not that one, but the one who has more philosophical conversations about what's going on or asks you deeper questions and likes to sit with a cup of tea and have a big long conversation and get to know you. That's probably me. So I don't think that although I am quintessentially the planner and I'm probably the reason we're on that trip, I'll be that friend who planned everything about the trip. And then I'm out. Once my wheels go up on that airplane, I am tired of making any decisions. I'll sleep wherever, eat whatever, don't really care. But I just want to get into good combos. So I think I'm probably a little bit of both. And I don't think that I think even though you may choose, you're going to this fancy Miami bar and you like tarted up, dress however, and you have a plan for which version of Christie's going in. I think that you're always going to default to who you really are in that group, right? Eventually, people are going to come talk to you because that's who you are. So you can't avoid it entirely,
No, and I wouldn't want to. I mean, I love people. Like, I genuinely love them, which I mean,
except
I
for
don't
that
like
bitch, except for that bitch in that restaurant.
well, that I was just like, "Honey, you must be on something or real drunk." Like, you're just like, you're not even making like, there was I mean, when someone is like, "Oh my gosh, excuse me, can I pass?" Like, again, I mean, I couldn't anyways, doesn't matter, she doesn't matter. I will say, that I think one of the cool things about being on a girls' trip is being around people, like, kind of all day because you get more of their vibe, right? You kinda see the morning side of them, you see the like, you know what I mean? But you also see the
Uh,
vacation side. We also had 2 pregnant chicks on the yacht when we were on there, and God bless those girls. Like, I mean, they were, I think
they were part of your group or they happened to be on the boat you were on?
no, we had a boat to ourselves, which
Okay.
slay, Kelly, well played. That was a lot of fun. It was great. It was really fucking cool.
I do love a private boat day. Best memory on our Cabo trip with the kids, catamaran day for sure. Love.
I think it was a very different vibe than your catamaran
Oh,
day.
yeah, I'm sure it was. I mean, there was a lot of booze on the catamaran, but I'm sure that the vibe was very different for you. I was
Um
happy looking at sea turtles. I think you were probably doing different things on your yacht.
Yes, we were in fact dancing, and anyways, I had a captain's hat on that, my friend Jacqueline brought everyone captain's hats, like sailor captain
Perfect.
hat.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
"Of course
yeah.
you did, Jacqueline, fantastic, good on you." No, but it's just interesting to kinda spend that much time, especially with people that you don't know because you're instantly immersed, like,
Mm,
you can either, like, be bored or just get into it with them, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just, like, let's
yeah.
talk about all the stuff, and one of the things I love about being in my late 40s
In my
shit,
fourth decade,
late in my 4th decade is there usually isn't the hysterical crying situation,
oh,
right?
thank God. Yes.
Unless someone's really going through stuff, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I cry all the time, so it's, like, not whatever, but, like, the boohooing and the, like, I'm just drunk and I'm crying
yeah,
happens less and less, I feel like, as you get older.
yeah, yeah. And probably some of the bitchy little fights that people sort of can roll off their shoulder a little bit of the personality types. It's like, yeah, yeah, I'm going to give her some space. I'm going to walk over here. You don't have to start a cat fight for everything, unless you're on the Housewives chain of TV shows, in which case you're going to blow everything up into something dramatic.
Do you know I've never watched one of those shows?
I can't say the same. That is, I don't like follow them religiously, but if I'm bored and I just want noise on in the background, I put it on. And I am consistently disappointed with how women are represented on those shows every time. I don't know why I continue to watch them, but it's just like, girls, it doesn't need to be like this. Because, super fun fact, female friendship is really, really necessary and quite good for your health, right?
It is?
I know Christy has a statistic that she's dying to share with you.
Uh, you know I do, Kelly. I don't actually, let me think. No.
You do.
I know.
That close female friendships can increase your longevity as much as quitting smoking.
I think I've said that one before.
That is an incredible statistic. I don't even think that that's isolated to female friendships. I think that's just close friends.
I
Having
think
close friends is as good for your body as quitting smoking is.
I mean, like, women who get it feel like oxygen,
Yeah.
truly, to me at
Yep.
least.
Yep.
And so, even though that was a crazy trip and it was like, "Go, go, go, go," and I'm friggin' exhausted, I feel, like, rejuvenated. I
Rejuvenated.
feel Yeah, like, I feel like
Yeah.
my cup's full,
Your cup is full. 'Cause
but
I
I'm
think
napping.
it's full, but I need to recharge my batteries. I think especially for women and moms in particular, uninterrupted time is so rare that when you have it, and especially if you're completely immersed in it, it feels so good. And it doesn't even have to be a whole girls trip. I know I have a wonderful friend here, and she's a badass businesswoman, so she is traveling all the time and very busy. And sometimes all we get together is a walk, and a walk to Starbucks and a latte and walk home. And it's an hour and a half. And it's incredible because nobody's answering texts. We're not answering emails. We're just talking. And it's like, I feel this emotional reset when you're with these people who really understand you. You're like, "Ah, that feels good."
It does, it feels
It's like a
so good.
chiropractor visit. You're like, I'm readjusted. That feels great.
And, I think as busy women, it's hard to maintain close friendships because time is, limited. Actually, here's a stat for you, Kelly. Did you need
Yes,
one?
I do.
60% of women say that it's difficult to maintain deep, close friends.
I would believe that. I would believe that. Because like you said, you're busy. If you're a mom, you're extra busy. If you're married, you have a partner, you commit a lot of your spare time to. And then if you have a job, forget it. That's the rest of it. And if you have a job like you and I have, it's never really off. You're always on. So to be able to add time to keeping those friendships nurtured, that's even harder. I would say the best thing about friendships that I have is that those things are true for all of us. And it doesn't matter how much time goes in between the last time you spent together. When you do get back together, it's like no time passed at all. And that is the real litmus test of a true friend. There's no guilt, there's no shame. It is like, God, I missed you. We have so much to catch up on. Tell me everything. And it's like nothing. There was a minute in between your last visit. I love that.
I do too. And I think that comes to even though you change and evolve as a person, there's a sense of safety and trust that you have with
Yeah.
those deep, close friends. And so if you have that, like you'd have to really fuck up to break that, right? Like you would have
Yeah.
to really try or really do something terrible, like, I don't know, sleep with somebody's husband. But that was extreme.
That
Anywho,
that would be an
that's never
extreme.
happened to me, nor have I done that to anyone. Let me just clarify. But I was thinking, like, what could happen that would be so bad that
That
I
that
would
that would
I
break
would
that.
I would, like, be like, "Fuck you," and I'm out.
Yeah,
And
and never come back. Yeah.
yeah, it would have to be something pretty extreme.
Really heinous for sure. And that's because we need more than surface level connections. Like those are deeper connections, and we need those opportunities where we'll say drop the performance. That is the Monday afternoon version of Christy. Like just actually be unadulterated yourself. Why are you laughing?
Because this Monday version of Christy doesn't she sucks. She's doing as little work as possible. She's trying to nap. She's exhausted from the weekend. So if you want to get into productive Christy mode, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Tuesday,
Thursday
Wednesday.
till about 2. But
Okay.
those modes are like fire. Like
Okay. T to
Mondays, I'm
T,
like,
Christy. Tuesday
who
to
scheduled a
Thursday.
meeting on a Monday? Who
The same
approved that?
The same bitch who booked the 5 a.m. flight, that's who
Listen,
scheduled that.
but my 5 AM flights only punish me. Having
Oh, yeah.
meetings punish
Oh,
other people.
yes. Having me in a meeting at a time that I don't wanna be in is punishing everybody.
Yeah, like, also too, if you're gonna book a meeting afternoon on a Friday,
No, rude.
please ask,
Yes,
because that's rude.
exactly.
That's
It
just
looked like
rude.
the only time you were open. I'm like, "Yeah, duh." It's just me trying to shut it down, man. Don't book me there.
Well, I used to have my Friday afternoons blocked from, like, noon on, and
Yes.
then people realized they weren't really
They
blocked, it
were
was
fake
just like
blocked.
but I'm
Yeah.
like I'm mentally done, like,
Yeah.
I don't go to meetings that I just listen or that I don't lead,
Yeah.
right? I mean, which is great for me, but like also exhausting. So when I have a meeting after it, like I'm like tired.
And I think that in our roles where so much of what you're there for is knowledge, if you don't actually block time to think, like the other part of what you want me for is strategy. That doesn't just like, I can't squeeze that in the 15 minutes in between meetings. I actually need to consciously block time. And sometimes you don't get to manufacture the time because sometimes in your role in a creative space, you could set on your calendar, I'm going to take 4 hours on Friday afternoon to finish writing that story for Kelly. But if you're not feeling it on Friday afternoon, it might be Saturday at 8 a.m. that you're feeling it and you're going to just roll with it then. But if you don't manufacture big blocks of time on your calendar to do those and open those doors, you will never get it done.
I agree. I also have a process though. I have to sleep on it.
So
I seriously, like if there's some sort of strategic feedback on something, I can be on in a call or whatever, but then when I get to going back to writing it, I have to have my brain has burners in it. And it has to like go on one of the burners and I'll wake up the next day and be like, oh, I think this is what I want to do. I need a night to process it. I'm a quick thinker. I'm really good on my feet, but when I'm putting pen to paper or, you know, to typing or whatever, I have to have a night to process or else I'm just like, I can't, like, it's been too much. It's been too much.
so in a pinch, you can be an Instapot, but your preference is to be a slow cooker. You're like, I'm going to make you the best chili. You're just going to need to wait for it.
Yes, a little bit,
Got
a
it.
little bit. Although I am also, I don't know how we're getting on this, but I'm also very fast. I can be a very fast processor. And when I am super, super busy is when I'm the most efficient.
Yeah, same. When my list is light, you get the least efficiency out of me. When my list is jammed, then it's like you're just like bang, 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 got it all done. I'm sure again you're going to tell me that's ADHD. Don't need to
I don't know.
bother.
I don't even I don't even think about that anymore. I'm just
You're
like,
just like it's my
I
operating system. You're
it is.
welcome.
I've got 8 arms and sometimes they get tangled
Exactly.
and
So
sometimes they trip. It's fine. It's all fine.
sometimes I trip on my own arms. Let's go back to our girls trip topic because where you are now is potentially that phase that is the emotional hangover. So you
Yeah.
were in a highly social environment for days and then oftentimes when people come out of that, especially extroverted folks, they experience this dip in their mood because they've been overstimulated and it's been such a contrast to their routine life. So, did you find that? If so, like how long does it take you to come out of it? What does it look like for you?
So that depends on what I have after the trip. So, what I had after this trip was I came home to a daughter who had strep throat.
Um,
And so there wasn't my emotional hangover didn't have time to fully heal because basically I knew I had the flights. I have 2 flights to get home, but it's like being after any big event, and I'm sure I will at some point. I've just been too busy this week, but I'm sure at some point I'll be like, and I think it's having like that much connectedness and all of those pieces, and then it's just like it's gone. But here's the funny thing about me. I am like tonight, because I celebrate my birthday for a month. I have, I have one of my dear friends is throwing me a little like for a small group of friends, a little happy hour dinner at her house, right for my birthday. And so I stay pretty well connected. When I leave my dear, dear friends, I get very sad. Like when you left, like I had a day where I was just
yeah,
like, life sucks. So, in leaving, Jack and Kelly, I haven't had time, but traditionally, I need a solid 24 hours to like get over it.
get over it. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that post-event emotional drop happens. And I think sometimes it's because you've come out of what we'll say is chaos, and it's not chaos in a bad way. It's just so different than your everyday life that you come back into every day and you're just like, oh, and it's not a bad thing. It's just quiet. And so you can kind of just have to adjust back into that. And I think it gives you a few realizations, especially if you got to be a different version of you on the trip where you got to express the fun side of you that you don't get to do when you're business owner or mom of littles and busy, busy, busy. So you can't be too sad about the fact that you don't get to be fun Bobby every day. You get to enjoy that there are places you can go where you can be that version of yourself. but then also like, okay, this part of me is pretty cool too. So I'm going to go enjoy this one. You just happen to get smacked in the face with like, oh, you're really into mom mode. You got a sick kid to deal with. So you didn't have time to be hungover.
Yeah, and I think, for me, if the kids aren't here, it's very different. Like, when I get home from a trip and the house is empty,
Mm,
that feels so lonely,
yeah, it would. Yeah.
right? So, because also I'm not used to it. I grew up in a big family
Yes.
and whatever, and I'm just like, I went from all this like high, high, high to like, I'm really glad to be home,
No,
but it's
it's
really
not.
quiet here.
Yeah. Yeah. Not
Who
the
does
version of your.
anyone love me? Do my friends really love me? I mean, I can go down pretty quick, but the transition this time was I did something on this trip that I don't normally do. I didn't work.
Oh,
I didn't on Friday. That's not true. Fine, I worked all the way up until I got to the hotel, and then I stopped. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I didn't check email.
nice.
And I thought, "Oh, you should, da, da, da," but I'm like, my out of office messages, they're on. People know I'm not ignoring them. If it is a true emergency, they will call me,
Yeah.
but also, I might not answer. You might have to text me and
Yeah.
maybe I'll look at that and be like, "Nah, that's not really for me today." Like,
Yeah.
"In Miami, talk later."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I didn't work. So, coming back to having to be smart and strategic and, like, on was rough for me this time. And then also, one thing that's great about being on a girls' trip is nobody needs shit from you, right? My kids are the neediest little bastards ever, right? It's like, "Mom, mom, mom." I mean, I still have the eye twitch every
Yeah.
time.
Not a holiday. Not a holiday. Girls'
No.
trips are holidays unless you got bad friends. You know what I love about my girl Anne is we're probably the most complimentary people in the kitchen. And I know you and I have been in the kitchen. You're so good at cooking. I'm like, I'm going to stay out of her way and I'm just going to rinse out pots. But with Anne, doing things without having to ask each other. We just intuitively know she's working on that. This has to be done. God, I love that about girls' trips where it's so easy for the most part, right? Those things are easy. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to answer questions. She already poured me wine because she knows she wants wine. So I probably want wine. Like, I love that. Or the dishes are done and you didn't have to ask anybody. Bless.
I mean, I can't even that feeling of when you go for me, I had it my mom's staying with me right now, and I went downstairs in between meetings to, like, load the dishwasher, start a load of laundry, whatever, and I got downstairs and it was all done. I was like, "Oh my god."
That
I
is just
almost started crying.
I know, it's so crazy. The other day on the weekend, I did laundry. I did the sheets and the covers, which everybody loves clean sheets. Nobody likes remaking their bed from ground zero. And I had all the stuff and folded it and I took it upstairs and I'm like, nighttime, Kelly's going to worry about that. And I came up to bed, totally forgot that I'd left it all there and it was all made. And if I could express to my husband how much I appreciate that tiny act, you do almost want to cry. Like, oh my God, that's so much better than any gift. Like, just the gift of not having to take care of this simple pleasures.
I mean, I'm here for it. Also, the emotional hangover, I think too, a little bit, at least for me, is sometimes on those trips, I start to dream, right? Like
About,
when I meet people, I have a pretty instant connection.
hmm
And one of the things I thought a lot about on this trip was like our podcast, like and I in person will share everything if it makes you feel like you can be vulnerable with me. And I was thinking a little bit about the podcast and I think people will be like, "Oh, you don't hold back." I'm like, I absolutely fucking do." Okay? We're not getting into what my angel reader said to me, although she was dead on. Yes, we did have a tarot card reader one night.
as you
And she
do.
was as one does in Miami when you're on a girls' trip. I mean, come on, what are you gonna do without it? But it really one of the pieces I took was, like, "What is your dream, Christy? Like, what's your dream?" Like, and maybe you need to step into that a bit more, and maybe you need to step into that with the confidence that you put on when you walked onto a yacht with a bunch of fucking models,
Yeah.
right, in a bikini,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's only
That's
as uncomfortable as you make it.
yeah, exactly. And no one's paying as much attention to you as you think they are, right? You're paying more attention to you than anyone else. So what's the worst that can happen? I like that. That whole idea that the thing that you really, really want should get the same amount of attention and sort of like 2 feet jumping as getting on a yacht with Victoria's Secret models in Miami.
I mean, well, it was funny because, and I guess you can just share a birthday wish, but, at the brunch on Sunday, they got me, had little cake come out and whatever, and they asked my birthday wish, and part of it was this podcast, and I said, "I think I've gotten past the fear of my voice and the give a fuck of what others will think of it, but clearly I have something because I meet people nonstop, right? I mean, I get more phone numbers thrown at me than just kidding.
Well, you do, but they're not all guys. It's not like
No,
that.
they're
It's
they're
like,
they're women.
yeah.
Most of them are women. My point is that people, like, want to connect with me, and so I've been shown that time and time and time and time again, as have you.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I think my wish my next year is to lean into this podcast in a way that I haven't.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I think you're right. And we both half joke that, what would you do? Well, I would do this full time. Like if I could do anything, I would do this full time. And we're not joking, actually. If I could do anything, I would do this full time. And I think it is a way of just being yourself together, but also sharing it with other people and the interactions you get from other people. Oh, I heard that episode. That was great. You talked about that. I feel the same way. Is like, man, yay. Cause that's the whole point. The whole point is that it's hard for all of us or frustrating for all of us, and you can find common ground with lots of people and you can talk about it and you can feel good about what your choices are. And I think your trip, the girls trip thing, is it's not just dreaming and it's not delusion, right? It's like, what might my life look like if I wasn't buried in everyday life? This, right? Oh, yes, you're not going to be on a yacht in Miami with Victoria's Secret models all the time. But could I be living a big life doing whatever I wanted? Yeah, probably. Because look at me, I'm on a yacht with Victoria's Secret models right now in Miami. So I think it's
Every
like if I
guy's dream.
wasn't buried in my everyday life, what would I do with my time?
I laughed about the delusional
Yes,
because Jacqueline called me delusional this weekend. And I'm like,
Jacqueline.
"I am not delusional." And she's like, "Maybe that's not the right word." And I'm like, "Please, quickly come up with another one, sis."
Best get on Google Thesaurus and find a better word.
She's like, "No, you're a dreamer." And I was like, "Perhaps I'm a why not me?"
There you go. What might happen? Why not
What would
me?
happen? So I believe in signs, guys. The concept is, what if it all goes right?
Yep.
And as the yacht was sailing through the canal, not sailing, it was a power yacht. I used that word wrong. But as it was going through the canal, there was on a side of a building, what if it all goes right? And I just was like, yeah, what if it all goes right? What if you're not too much, just the perfect amount?
I listen, we sat in my backyard and you got worried about this podcast. What if it's terrible? What if nobody likes it? I'm like, what if it's fucking awesome? And also, who cares?
Also, it's for us anyways. But
Yeah.
speaking of podcasts, we
Yes.
have a guest next week.
I'm so excited for next week.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Tell
Shall we?
everybody a little bit about it. Just a
Okay.
little bit. Yeah.
So one of my friends, like from my high school, her and I ran into each other at a volleyball tournament, blah, blah. We got reconnected as one does. She's amazing. She's an expert in group dynamic. And she uses Enneagrams, which if you haven't taken one of those tests, do it, but it's an hour. I mean, it's not a short test. But anyways, Kinsey's coming on here to tell us all about how those help you get to know yourself, explain what they are, and then Kelly, she's
Yes.
gonna take hours and maybe get into it a little bit. Let's just a quick hint, not a hint.
Yes.
Lead, no, I don't know.
Spoiler.
Just not a
Teaser.
spoiler. It's a spoiler. It's a spoiler.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
2. If you know anything about Enneagrams, I'm a 2, Kelly's an 8. Tell me how that works. Oh, that will be for next week, which is really, really, really exciting. And so we'll have her on, and she's darling. Oh my gosh. Like she's a badass. She's a mom, she's a caretaker. Works in corporate America. But what was so great about talking to her is she's really inspired by what she does. And I just love that. And we'll get more into that when she's actually on the podcast next week.
Can't wait. I can't wait. She's going to break it down. You plus me.
I think we might have some serious discussions around this because every couple or every relationship has a dynamic, and I'm like, how does a 2 and an 8 work together? Interesting.
Can't wait.
But I'm excited about it. So I think we should close this bad boy out. What do you think? We done?
I think, are we done? Very good close of the podcast. Are we done? Yes. Give us a close on your most recent girl trip.
Oh God, that's so much pressure. So Miami was fun. I think the real value wasn't in the restaurants or the outfits or even the memories. I think it's in the clarity. Um, because for me at least, like every girl's trip, no matter where you go, gives you a small window into who you are and when you're not buried in your everyday life. If
Yeah.
yeah,
Or who you might be, or who you will soon be in one phase or another when you're out of the
sure,
phase you're in. Yeah.
sure. I think, but yeah, who you are when you're not in your everyday life. And I gotta tell you, Christy's really fun. Okay, vacation Christy is fun.
She's in full fishnet and pasties on a yacht in Miami. That's who fun Christy is.
It was a leopard bikini, but close. Oh, yeah, I rocked the animal vibes too. I was like,
God.
"Figure
I've
go
seen
home."
zero photographic evidence of this other than the captain's hat early days on her Instagram story. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll get an image or two of that, Christy. She's
Yeah,
like,
well,
no.
here's the thing about that Christy is she doesn't take pictures.
Well, she's in the moment. She's not.
Like, people are like, "Oh, you didn't send pictures." I'm like, fucking take any." I mean, the other girls did, and I can look through or whatever, but, like, I really hate not being in the moment and, like, getting my phone out to take a picture, and then there's a bunch of bullshit on my phone, right? Someone texts me, there's
Oh,
an
yeah, they
email,
get
there's
distracted
this,
by
there's
her
this,
phone.
and I'm like,
It's
"Ew,
it's
no."
best I not touch it because my real world's creeping in on my phone.
But don't you feel that way? Like,
Yeah, I
my
do.
daughter I mean, thank God my friend Rachel records all the games because I can't.
Yeah. Well, also, you don't want the talk track right that close to your phone when you're on the games.
Yeah.
But same when I was with you on the weekend, I realized other than you and I sent like the random proof of life shot to Andrew in the car, and I took a couple of pictures at the event just to say, like, here's where I am. We really didn't get any cameras out and take any pictures. But Presley will be very happy to know that I love it, I love it, I love it is on my playlist and gets played every day because now I'm obsessed with this damn song.
It's so good, and I never heard it before she told us to put it on in the car at 6 a.m.
Was good though, minus the one F word. Presley, you're too young for that. But we're not. Say fuck all
Yeah,
the time.
well,
It was a good one.
listen,
Anyways,
I'm
well,
I'm all about Presley, carve out space for yourself, just don't say it in front of people.
exactly. In the meantime, I'm glad you got clarity. I'm glad you're over your hangover of Miami, like the emotional one, not the physical one. And I'm
Oh, I
glad you're
think I'm
back.
still on the physical one.
And next week, we'll dive into the world of who's a 2 and who's an 8 and what the hell does it mean, anyways. In the meantime, like, follow, share, do all the things. We'll talk to you in a week. Well,
Yes,
not
have
you,
fun.
Christy. I'll talk to you, Christy, but the rest of you, talk to you in a week.
Cheers, bye.
Bye.